These are real things. That your shadow is a person who wake up with a smile. The reality is you wake up with a quarrel. And as long as you keep comparing the real with the shadow, you will never enjoy your marriage. The moment you accept that, it helps you. Let's talk about ours. I was the time prefect in 1967 for our primary school. Time prefect meant you kept time, you wrote, you punished people who did not come on time, and the whole school ran on the basis of your control. That meant I used to wake up very, very early in the morning, and we did not have a torch. So I had to warm the water for the milking, run in the bush. I knew the names of my cows, Guno, all in the dark. Until Guno agrees to come, I will milk it, all of the dark. Keep the milk somewhere, and wash and run to school, to be in school early enough to be the first person in the school. So anybody else who came after me, I wrote their names. Now, that happened to be who I am up to today. I was telling Gilbert yesterday, I feel terrible if I ever come late. And I realize it is traced back to that beginning. Are we together? Yes. Then I married a young girl from Makerere, whose definition on time is, were we there? Most of you came late after us. Am I right? But you see, me, I was dying that we agreed we'd be coming at 8. We are coming to us 10. And I feel like I can't face you. My husband says, but they have not even come. You can imagine what was happening in the morning as she is saying, oh, by the way, I was preparing my sermon. It's not ready. You want to do it now? Yeah, we are not going for a show. We are going to preach. So I have to wait for her in the computer as she's working. Me, I finished mine. I sent it earlier to you. Yesterday morning. Yes. I do not do things the last minute. Just in case something comes up and I end up coming late. I have to finish. And by the way, like I was yesterday, I was giving talks in 2 industries. It was not, now that was consultancy. I was giving talks in 2 industries. Today and tomorrow, I'm in another church. All of them were ready before that day, because I knew Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm busy. That's my personality. For her, if she finishes too early, she did something wrong. The last minute, this morning, the thing she's telling you, she worked last night. I thought we are done. She wakes up in the morning, back to the computer. Now, can you see why we are coming late? Now we are married. And we have been married for 44 years. Now, I am still jittery about coming late. But I know as long as you invite me with my wife, I'm prepared. And that's what allows our marriage to last.
No, correct, you are not late.
Yeah.
You even took tea here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we were not late. Only the clock was lying. That's the way we have been for 44 years. And we enjoy our marriage. Because we go and laugh about it. If I continue insisting on a girl who keeps lying, I'll be divorced. So I must accept the one I married does not define time with a clock. Now, I'm giving you mine. You are laughing at mine. But how is yours? So, I hope now you understand this idea of divorcing the shadow. A lot of you are struggling. You are not like Gilbert's wife. Surely, Gilbert's wife could only marry Gilbert. Now, you do not continue comparing your wife with Gilbert's wife. Are we together? So accept yours. You know, yours is short. She will not grow taller. It's too late. Accept her the way. And the moment you accept her, all your problems are gone. So why do you want to continue suffering? divorce the shadow, accept the reality. Oh, you know so and so. He's always calling his wife darling, darling. Why can't you call me something surely? Because I'm not him. I am me. Accept me the way I am. I hope now I've explained it. You know that question which say something deeper. And now it's very difficult to know how deep is the deeper. But it's important to understand that. And I was really happy when I heard it from Dr. Kapere. It saved me problems. Because I now realize Rebecca is not like anybody else. You know women. Rebecca is not women. She's Rebecca. Yeah. Don't talk about women generally. Yours is not women. Yours is particular. Are we together? Accept her the way she is. And then when you accept her, a lot of the things that will trouble you will no longer trouble you. And I think that's a very, very important principle. My prayer is that you apply it to yourself. The other thing that this one is saying, and my wife doesn't believe in these gadgets. That's why hers must be printed. And the printer keeps getting a devil. Now, you're part of the going to become late. Yeah, I believe in remaining with here, hoping it will work. The next one is asking, you married this person because you sought God and he confirmed that this is the right person. On top of that, the person in question was very active in church. Active here means in service and participation. Only for you to settle down and she tells you she just wants to be a church member with no responsibility. Actually, just a church boy. What do you do? Sounds like he's a man. I don't know, he could be a woman. What do you do when your husband is a backslider? Because basically, they are saying she was, backsliding does not mean he's going to hell. It just means you're operating at a lower level. What do you do with such a person? I suggest 3 things. Number 1 is pray. Because the moment you want to withdraw from godliness, it's a very dangerous thing. You know, I was with a friend of mine. I go to Sister Mario, and it's a big church. So, I had heard somebody say, I've been in the leadership. I used to be the leadership of the church. Then I had somebody make fun of us. When Pentecostals are backsliding, they go to Bible. I was very offended. Only to go one day and meet a friend of mine from another Pentecostal church. So I said, oh, you are visiting? No. This guy now come to church. I said, what? What happened to your church? And he told me, you know, I've been so active in that church, and they never allow me to rest. So, you come to Bible. So that is very dangerous. Don't do that. Even here you must be active. It's very dangerous not to be active. They say, you know, maybe I'm not going to do everything. I'm suffering from burnout. And now started telling me how he's seeing a doctor. And here the other time you not understand. So that's why he has come to Bible. So I told him, I agree, he's medical. Please stay and ensure you follow the medical advice. But as soon as possible, become involved. It's dangerous not to be involved. The trouble is, the church is so big. If you don't let us do the same job, you don't see each other. For several months, I never saw him. One day I found somebody and said, that friend of yours. I was in Diani, and the person I saw him with does not look like your wife. Now I was concerned. So I started now trying to go to check the family. So the truth. He's no longer going home to his house. For sure, they come burial to. So it's not a simple matter. This question is a very serious question. Does someone active is no longer active? My friend, if you want to backslide, that's a style you have learned. Never, even if the pastor is talking, and this was the one that does it, But even if he insults you, insist on being active. Because not to be active is a way of ordering yourself better. You know, you go to the Old Testament, and here they used to walk. The killing and the dying would always start from the back. Back is not a place to be. Am I communicating? Yes. So, if your wife is opting to become inactive, free the danger side. So the first thing is to pray. Number 2, look for a friend of your spouse who is spiritually hot. And say, your friend who is also my friend seems to want to be inactive. Can you help him to stop backsliding? Because if he can't listen to you, he can listen to his friend. Are we together? If that friend is of the same gender and is active himself, say, I would like you to influence my wife. Tell another sister, influence my wife to come back. You are praying already, but you are not looking for somebody to team up with you to help you to come back. Number 3, if the first 2 don't work, please tell me clearly and openly that route he's taking is a route called divorce. Because if you continue being active and he's continuing being inactive, you'll be going to different directions, isn't it? Soon enough, would there be a marriage? No, those are 3 points you need to deal with. It's a serious matter. It's a dangerous thing for somebody who has been active in the Lord. Because there is a likelihood. The reason why they are no longer active is because they achieved their purpose. Their purpose was to impress you. They are going to heaven. Now they have caught you. Any need for being active again? So it's a serious matter that needs to be dealt with. However, the first point is the most important. Prayer. Praying for the person. And you continue to be active. If you want to backslide, don't join me. I think it's going to everything go along. It's very important that you continue being yourself openly active before the Lord. And hopefully, according to the scriptures, First Corinthians chapter 7, it says, as you continue doing that, you are likely to win back to the Lord. So I hope that helps you. The third one says, you are equally sure this was the person for you. Okay, yeah, you are now married to a person you are sure. Your values were all aligned. Wow, that was quite something. So, because your values were all aligned, you assume things would go well. And that God will be with you. Especially he believed in setting of boundaries. And he set the boundaries. But then, this great guy, or is it a guy? I'm not very sure which one, has finally broken the boundary and is involved in fidelity. So he's supposed to break them. So the person is asking, what do I do? Again, I suggest 3 things. Number 1, don't continue pretending he's okay if he's actually involved in infidelity. By the time, one of the greatest killer of marriages is infidelity. Because by the time you are in infidelity, you are already partners with the devil. So if your wife is actually seeing another man, that's not a joke. Because you cannot be involved with another man and still be friends with God. So your first worry is you are losing your husband to the devil. Not to another woman, but the devil. You are losing your wife, not to a man, but to the devil. So the first worry is not that you are losing him. Your first thing is that you are losing him to the devil. And that is going to be very, very serious matter. So, confront him. Don't talk around him. Confront him. And don't worry about yourself first. Worry. Do you know, my darling, you have become a partner with the devil? Do you realize you are going to hell? I love you enough not to want you to go to hell. And you continue with infidelity, you can only end up in hell. Confront him. You know, people think the word confront is a negative word. It's a very important word. Do you know there are people going around in circles? Your wife is going to hell and you are going around in death. Let her know clearly. She is going to hell. Because a lot of people allow their friends to go to hell by not confronting him. My suggestion is the first thing, you must confront him. Confront her. Number 2, once you have confronted the person and told them they need to come back, not to you, but to God, the second thing you must do is to pray for them. You know, so the moment you are the subject, that's not enough. Let her be very clear that God is the subject in this matter. Pray for them. The third thing involves a third party. And the third party can be a pastor or another person who is serious with God. The two of you are not enough when infidelity is involved. You need to involve somebody else to tell them that, please help us. We are sinking. Help us. If your husband wants to cover up and blame, you know the way to cover up. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, these quick sorries is a way of you going to hell. Have you met people like that? Who want to apologize quickly about nothing? There must be a discussion. How did you end up with the devil? Are we together? So you say, sorry, I agree, you are sorry. Can we call the bishop? No, don't call the bishop. Okay, who do you want us to involve? The option is not none of the above. There must be somebody serious who hates the devil publicly, who is going to get involved at that level. Infidelity is fatal. Are we together? So involve somebody. If he doesn't want you to involve the pastor, who does he want you to involve? None is not an option. Are we together? And that's something that will be very, very, very important. So you confront, and by the way, I'm following Matthew chapter 14. It's what I talked about how to reconcile. You first of all deal with them. If you can't handle it, of course you deal with it. You bring God. But finally, the church, before you tell the whole church, pick somebody. It's not what Matthew 14 says. Let somebody come. To cover the cup and do nothing, you are just, the next thing you hear is there will be a child there. Isn't it? And now after there is a child, it's more complicated. Do you agree with me? So, if there is infidelity and you have discovered it, confront it, pray about it, involve another person. Does that communicate? Yes. But it's not that it needs a matter. So I think I want to know what my wife can add. What do you do? Especially because I've never been a woman. What do you advise the woman to do? Oh, there's another. Yeah.
Sorry.
You can even speak very well.
I'm a teacher.
These are Mwalim. They normally stand.
Except online. Like he has said, I think, as I was saying, you can create an environment that encourages. But you can also have beliefs from your childhood that are bothering you. Why did Joseph not sleep with Mrs. Potiphar? He was alone. Nobody would know. But how can I do such a thing and sin against God? So for this person to go, you realize God's fear is not there. That should be your basic main concern. That you are going to share life on earth, but that's all there is. Eternity. So So for that reason, I believe it becomes a prayer issue, seeking the Lord to show you what to do. That's why I didn't quite tell you. It's just like this issue when you get saved and you are second wife and you realize you went into an existing marriage. I wouldn't tell you what to do. I am not the Holy Spirit. If you know the Lord, ask Him. So, because I have met people where they say they got the conviction from the Lord on the next action, I don't think I would come with news. I would rather allow the Lord to speak to you. That's why in my mind, even now, I am simply saying, resist from the people telling you, where is Lord? How can I do such a thing and sin against God? Remember, Reuben is sleeping with the father's voice. They are from the same family. But someone knows who God is. And alone, and for sure in a hostile environment, chooses to be there. So, like these days with HIV, continuing in a relationship may mean death for you. But I've heard testimonies of women who have sought the Lord. They tell me, these are not these people even who speak in public, that the Lord promised, I'll be with you. I mean, to be honest, for me it's scary. But if the Lord has spoken, I will be there. So allow the Spirit of the Lord. That's why for me, walking with the Lord is not superficiality. And there's nothing, if you are superficial, seek counsel from everybody. If you know God of Joseph, even in prison, he'll be there with you. So whatever situation in the family, seek the Lord. That's why this book of law, not depart out of your mouth. Meditate upon it day and night, so that you are careful to do according to what is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and you shall have success. I find myself reciting every now and then. This verse we got in Form 4. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Because, Isaiah 26:3, that God keeps in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on Him. So I realize my mind is going. I say, Lord, please help my mind to be stayed on you, because I trust in you. Lord, help me to trust in you with all my heart in this particular matter, which is coming and is negative. I'm fighting inside. There is a purity. Without holiness, no man shall see God. And holiness, not superficiality. It's not what people think. We have to have a daily walk with the Lord. That's what I was saying.
Okay. So clearly, you have had, you that has been involved in fidelity, it is your interest that you get reported. Not for your sake, but for your sake. Don't think the matter, I'm sorry. Oh, it was Kuteresa. No. The matter needs to be dealt with the depth it requires. Please allow the matter to be handled with the seriousness it requires. You are happily married, or so you think. Then one day, you are told you are not the only one. Actually, there are two more. I guess this is now I can ask clearly, this must be a woman writing. So what do? Now, obviously, it's a very serious matter. You are actually married to a non-Christian. Don't pretend that you're a person with two more is a Christian. You are married to a non-Christian. So the same procedure, confront him. Don't cover up. Number 2, as you confront him, and concurrently, you are in prayer. Number 3, let the matter be discussed with somebody who is in the things of God. Because just like infidelity, this is now not that he fell in sin. He's actually walking in sin. And that needs to be dealt with. The first thing that must be dealt with is for you to understand you cannot be a Christian and be polygamous. The New Testament is absolutely clear. It's one man, one wife. So that needs to be dealt with. The next one is, how do you navigate through these, shadows and yet remain sober and choosing the real without sinking into depression? This is a different question. Okay, you are reporting, you are praying, but are you going to be normal? One of the things a lot of people don't realize is that, especially for people like my wife and I, who are saved young, it has never occurred to you, you can share your man or your woman with somebody else. I'm not communicating. But of course, if you married already and you knew your boyfriend is shared, it's still wrong, but at least you are mentally ready. I'm not communicating. But if you are somebody who from the beginning knew it is one man, one woman, it can be quite an issue. However, if the Lord has allowed you to get involved into it, you need to cry to Him because He can actually sort you out. Are we together? However, like I said earlier, the moment you realize your spouse is sleeping with somebody else, do not sleep with him. You cannot share with your man with somebody else until the matter is sorted out. And the moment, that's why I'm saying you can't play around. There are other issues you can sort out with yourself. But the moment there is possibility of somebody else, number one, HIV is real. Isn't HIV is real? Am I right? So you can't then, just forgive me. No. I think it will be important for the matter to be sorted out and to agree which is the way forward. How do you continue? A lot of men want, just forgive me. I agree, but are you carrying HIV? How do you know? In fact, in my suggestion, as soon as it is clear there is an involvement of somebody else, it needs to be understood then that the matter must be taken seriously. And it means you actually go for HIV test. Oh, no, I'm okay. Now, they told me, even if she looks healthy, she may still be a carrier. I can't remember the word that is used. Where you yourself are not sick, but you are carrying, so you will become sick. So it means there must be a process. Clear. Okay, you must forgive him, that's the scripture. But after forgiving him, don't die together. So that's why you must go for HIV test. And then you talk about the process. Don't sleep with him until both of you are proved to be actually negative. And after you are proved negative, you need a process to ensure that he has actually stopped. Because if he is still going, even if he is negative now, he will not be negative for long. Am I right? So that needs to be dealt with. The only thing that is clear from the scriptures, you must forgive and move forward. Let him help us, somebody saying, once the trust has been broken in this infidelity, how do you rebuild? Because you cannot be insecure in marriage and expect the marriage to work. How do you continue with that? And my suggestion is, what I'm recommending is what will rebuild the marriage. This process of testing, HIV test, is a process of rebuilding trust. And then you need a process of rebuilding the friendship. But in the process, if he is truly sorry about falling into sin, he will not complain that you are not available in the bed. He will allow you to the process. I still remember counseling a marriage and says, Can you help my husband to understand? I have forgiven him, but my body has not. Now, and of course, it was a difficult thing. Because the wife, that woman was saying, he touches me, I just throw him. I'm frozen. Can you understand? I have actually forgiven him. It's my body that's not cooperating. So, unless you want to rape, you need a process of rebuilding the trust so that the body can cooperate. There's one that was a shock too. And when all seem to be well, there's a bomb in waiting. How do we handle such? Just pray that the bomb doesn't explode, or there's a formula of recreating this trust. The other one is, how do we navigate insecurities brought about by social media secrets in marriage? That's now entered into a new area. You just discover in social media that your wife is somebody else's social media wife. How do you handle it? To me, and that's not an area that I'm an expert in, I don't think it's right to play low and assume, let's go on. The one thing that is certain, divorce is not what we are discussing. But separation is not divorce. Separation is a process of allowing yourself to sort out the matter so that you can come back together. But in the meanwhile, you can't sleep with somebody who is sleeping with somebody else. But divorcing him is not the option we are discussing. It means you allow this relationship to be rebuilt by accepting there's a problem. Am I communicating? So, don't play around with it. Oh, I'm a second wife. Yeah, you are a second wife. But that second wife may be actually already HIV positive. So, even if the two of you are dying, these children, who will they be left with? Don't join the fray by entering into it, the two of you. I know we have to discuss this a little more, but I think it is important that we take individuality issues seriously. You cannot say ignore it. No, the matter needs to be dealt with. However, I repeat, we are not discussing divorce. We are discussing how do you rebuild the trust so that you can go on together. Godfrey, I think it's my 30 minutes are over. You want to say something? No,
I was given a question.
No, not now.
Oh,
we are going to go on with questions.
Okay.
But I thought you gave me only 30 minutes so that the question time can go on, but after you are hand over back to you.
Thank you, Renana. I think with the advice that the food is still around 20 minutes away. 10 to 20 minutes. 10. So Mom can answer that question.
Okay.
Then we can go to the next.
Okay then. I was keeping to time. Remember, I'm the timekeeper.
I am not the only one who doesn't keep time, even the food makers. Yeah, I think the question that I'm having here is one I love about somebody says that in our generation we were not bothered about many children, and you people are getting few children so that you can manage economics. Is there. I don't think anybody goes through my class without that being addressed. Yeah, one, I tell people I want to apologize. I believe that I acted on it, and now looking back, I think it's 3 children, 2 graduates. Sure. What was this graduate about? My mother had it. My grandmother had it. They were healthy. We never learned. What is this poverty that now that we have been in school for so long, we can only bring the... Are you getting some contradiction?
Serious one.
No, these are international politics. So in my mind, I think we need to get children.
Yes. Properly.
And please don't get me. There are emotional issues, and I can tell you, even this last 2 days, we talked with someone, and I could tell what basically a child needs a brother to talk to, a sister to talk to, 5, 6, 7. There's mental poverty. Sorry, now I'm talking like a grandmother, and I am. And I'm also been to school, so that I usually, I'm also doing international economics and politics, so that I'm not so, sorry, actually this is. By the way, are you grateful for being post-corona? Yes. I know it's still there, but not as much. Remember, we would have come with the mouth tight, so you can't see the people. Yeah, and then you are supposed the mics carry the jams, so that when you talk to them, you get now corona more. Yeah, so these days are more conscious. I feel like rapping them so that I got to get the jams, even TV and told. Yeah, those of you who are doctors. And we listen, and we are what we know. Anyway, in the forum, in my county forum, where we have lots of discussion, this week, the issue of bursaries and county government, you know that is a hot issue, particularly those of us who are populous. This one shilling, whatever that is. So the issue was our governor and people getting money, and somebody raised, why are people getting bursaries? Why are people not ashamed to be getting bursaries? That working people are looking for bursaries. Hey, I love the discussion. Hey, they went on. Your mothers got 9 children. They never went for bursaries, and those children went to school. What is wrong that these days we are waiting to be given money? I love that discussion very much. My country is so when we one, you know the governor there, it's one of my sisters. Yeah, so now the thing is, you know this. I love that. Poverty in the mind that make people want to be given is why we are getting to children. Because we condition ourselves for poverty. And basically, what you condition for, you become. So, why you are getting 2 children with all the wealth, with all resources, because you have blocked your mind, it's just like speaking your language. Why are people not speaking their languages? Because you went to school. What do you mean? You can't know your language and know another one. What is this limitation? That we are in Nairobi. Friends are teaching Nairobi. Somebody says they can't speak Kikuyu because we are born in Nairobi. Their neighbor speaks Kikuyu. Is actually having a job in Inor. They are doing communication. When when the CNN and the others want somebody who will qualify, isn't it the one with experience? Or Jaramogi. Yeah. So the thing is, nourishing and nurturing ignorance, calling it development, we are not sorting out. Speak your language, speak English, speak Swahili, learn whatever else needs to be learned. It's not how few can I learn and survive. Why not? Yes, we are cross-culturally married. Why can't they know the 2 languages? And in addition to English, would they collapse? No. Actually, can answer the languages at the same time, and they do. They do. So, this issue of nurturing poverty is in us, and we need to give it up. That's why see possibilities. See that where you are is not the end. See, I told you 2 shillings, I bought milk and bread. Now you people came. 55 shillings, 60 shillings, 100 and something for milk and 1 milk and bread. Are we still not there? Is it matters what matters because it's for statuses? Are we still traveling? So the cost of living has been going up. friends, let's get children. The more you get, the more you see possibilities. Be Exodus chapter 2. Okay, let me not add here. It is women who have the child in their womb. They are the ones who die in case anything goes wrong, even in delivery. So, for sure, we must consider the health. For sure, we must pray for good health. Yeah, so that we don't take. So, it needs to be a discussion, prayer, and trusting God, and allowing God even for those children. I was about to say Exodus chapter 2. The mother of Moses. Socio-political time that was hard. Boys were being killed. She didn't present house for killing. Instead, she got immediately. She made a basket for her baby. She made her younger daughter to go to keep a watch of the baby. And they lived. And the baby saved the nation. So, let's not be conditioned by socioeconomic conditions. Let's know there is a God in heaven and He will provide. We need human beings who look like us. After that, we are nice.
Thank you, Mom. I believe